Okay, good afternoon, gentlemen. Hope everyone is well. We got in. What's how you doing, pal? Speedy. Good morning. Okay. I've temporarily, I don't know whether it still works at the moment. I think I've temporarily paused the Discord. Reason being, I've had a message from a couple of people saying they've had messages from me that's not me. So I don't know why people do it. I don't know, but someone's obviously signed in as me and sending a couple of messages out. I don't know whether I haven't set Discord up well. I just find it a bit confusing. So without people getting pestered, I think I pause new members at the moment. I think you can still put messages, but I'm going to have to just look into it a little bit more and figure it out a bit, because I don't want to... I can't remember who it was now. Someone messaged me and I deleted them, the person, and they signed back in. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I don't know if you can post messages or not, or something. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I just find Discord a bit confusing with all the settings and all that. So I'm just going to look into it throughout a couple of evenings this week and see if I can't figure out a better way of doing it, so that maybe, I send out an invite, or if someone asks, I can then send them an invite rather than people just signing up who I don't know who they are. Now, there is a couple of people just signed in. Who's that? See, is that Clay that signed in? Martin, how you doing? Yeah, I noticed that there's an impersonator on there. Yeah, to be honest with you, it's a bit complicated, all the settings. And I've just been through YouTube before I started, and the trouble is all the information on there is 2 and 3 years old, so that obviously as Discord gets updated, things change. So it's a bit confusing. I can't even seem to figure out how to cancel it and cancel the actual server. I'm clicking cancel, and it's saying you can't cancel because you have to transfer something over, and I can't seem to figure the bloody thing out. But I don't know why people do it. Sign in as somebody else or pretend to be someone else and fire messages, whether it's bots or something. I don't know. I'm not a massive techie person, so yeah, I don't know why they do it. What it just does it? I can't see the. All right, so you're going to talk to people, what scam money out of? Yeah, do you know what? Every time I open flipping emails, it's full of stuff like that. It is a bit annoying, really, isn't it? But the trouble is, people are, well, I don't know, maybe people are, I suppose it's older people who might tend to get picked up, but I tend to be about, they are everywhere, yeah. I tend to be suspicious about everything I do. I'll tell you a quick story. I signed up for, what was it? It was a cryptocurrency. Not cryptocurrency, an exchange. I forget where it is now. But what did I do? I couldn't sign into my... I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you in a bit, actually. I'll tell you in a bit, because the market's just open now. But basically, I nearly got scammed. I was on the phone. Someone messaged me. I was moaning about the exchange on a Facebook group, and someone messaged me and said they're from customer support or something, and if I do this, that, and the other, blah blah blah, and they were in my account basically. But fortunately, you can't do anything like withdraw money or anything like that for 24 hours. So when I figured out what was going on, I managed to sort it to stop it. There wasn't a lot in there anyway, but yeah, it just goes to show you it's blooming frustrating, isn't it? Okay, so what we got here, we look like we're having a push up now. So we had what looked like a channel up here, a break and a new high. Now, don't know if you remember back Friday, market did exactly what I thought it might do. After that overshoot, I think when I left, I was expecting that high to break, and I think that green bar was here, and I had a mark up here where I think it would go to, and it did exactly that. So it's always nice to know you're thinking on the right lines. So we've had a leg. So I think based on that, because of the overshoot, I think there's a good chance we could push up. But as we've sort of crossed over into this daily candle, we've had a little bit of a pullback. So it'll be interesting to see now whether we continue on up. So have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, it is a bit frustrating, isn't it? I don't know why people do it. It must be hard work to get money out of people, surely. There's easier ways to earn a living. I'm getting these. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting these. I'll show you. I'm getting loads of these. Obviously, Christmas is coming. TEMU, a box. This package boxes. I'm getting loads of stuff from, you know, saying about parcel deliveries and all this sort of stuff, login and all this. Obviously, because we got Christmas on the way, so people are going to be ordering lots of, you know, parcels and stuff like that. So we're going to leg down there, trying to go one shot. That's maybe not a bad trade, actually. It's a bit early, I'd say, so maybe a channel down there. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. I'm a bit unclear about what's going on, so have I got any news? No news today, so I'm just going to sit tight at the minute. It's quite wicky, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one I looked at. Maybe one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. It triggered. But you just never know at the moment. EMA's a bit flat, so. But yeah, I just find the Discord a little bit confusing. It's just a bit more complicated than it needs to be. You know, with all the setups and all this. I just don't get it all, but anyway. So, okay, so are we going to push down here? I'd probably say so. That's tempting. It is a failure, but we're into these lows, so why not give a Telegram channel instead? I'm going to have to look into it, mate, aren't I think? I mean, I don't get it all. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't understand all this. I mean, I don't get it all. I need to look into it a bit more. Much better than small groups. Yeah, I should do something really, shouldn't I? Okay, there is a failure there, but we've got a bit of support along here, so I'm not a massive fan of going into that because it could bounce and push up. I've got a feeling, after looking at this with the overshoot there, we could have a bullish day after a little bit of a pullback. It's just my thoughts. We had the overshoot. In an overshoot, you know, a lot of times, as we know, it push up in the direction. So after this, we've had sort of a break, another couple of legs down, a strong push out after the overshoot. So it's hard to say at the moment. Okay, so it did work that. It certainly worked for a few points, but I just don't like going into this short, this resistance, sorry. So I'm going to mark that as a possible, maybe a slightly higher risk. Because 1, 2, 3, you don't know whether we're going to come down there, bounce again, and rocket off in this direction. So even WhatsApp now, you can do a group. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something. I don't know about you guys, but I find Discord a bit confusing. You know, I understand what it is and like, but all the I mean, there's mountains of settings. I mean, if I just go into general, into the settings, there's settings, permissions, invite, integrations. Oh, there's just all sorts of stuff. You know, I'll just quickly, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but that's just in the permissions. There's all sorts of click invite, video, speak, this, that, and the other. I mean, it goes on forever. Invites, I don't know, it's just, there's all sorts of stuff. Permissions, it's just flipping confusing. You know, when something seems way more complicated than you think it should be. Or way more complicated than you think it should be. Okay, so leg. So maybe that wasn't a bad trade. I'm just not a fan of going into that because I can see there's resistance and you just never know. So although it worked, I think it may have been a little risky. There wasn't much space. So literally there's half a point to this resistance here. So we pushed up, we've bounced, we've come back and we've bounced. You just don't know whether we're going to have a leg, a break, drop below there and off we go. But there you go. And I'm guessing that bar was relatively on the size here. Maybe not. About 3 points top to bottom, not too bad. Haminder, how you doing, bud? You're right, Dean. It's all right. I haven't said hello to you guys, have I? Skipped it as well for this. Yeah, Trouble is, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. But after we've had this, we've had a break a new high. We came back and it looked like it could have been bottoming. And sometimes it'll come back and bounce, try it again, and then off it'll shoot. So in other words, we've got a leg up, made one attempt to go lower, two attempts to go lower, and off we go. But I think it's a bit risky going into those lows. I mean, you can see there, it's obviously using that as resistance. So it's off a point. So you don't know whether it's going to hit that and rock it up. So it's a bit, it looks a bit, why don't you take it when it works? But obviously we're making these decisions in real time after the fact. It's a lot more clear, isn't it? But unfortunately, before all that, we don't have that luxury of seeing what eventually happens. So Monday, I love Mondays, I got to say. I'm not a fan of weekends anymore. Once I started trading, I just want to get the weekend over with and get back to work. So we've touched there. So there's a possible channel down there. So that's a possibility. I'm just going to kill the colour until I have it sort of more confirmed. So, why hasn't that worked? So, at the moment, it's just, why isn't that working? 0. Why isn't 0 working? Okay. Yeah, so at the moment, it's just an area of interest, shall we call it. Okay, so this is where we open, leg down, leg up, 2 legs down. Could also just be a bit of a range in all fairness. That's cool. Well, I think it's fair to say this is the overnight highs. So what I'm going to do for a minute is just put that there because we've touched twice, so it could be a range. In fact, I can adjust that. That's much better. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches there. I get a bit finicky about this. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, it's hard to go short here really until we get below this because it's clearly bounced right in the same place as that. That's interesting. If you took that trade, I'll be surprised if that doesn't break below there. It's come that close. Yeah, another thing about that as well, I much prefer those when they trap longs in there. So if that was bullish after this, 1, 2, second entry long, and we trigger, I much prefer to have a bullish bar there because then if you break below there, you're going to have that momentum as those stops get picked up. So it's much better to have a second entry long that you're trapping with your failure. But yeah, it's only 2 ticks from these lows, so it's just a little bit risky, that is. Doesn't mean it's not going to work, but you just got to be a little bit cautious. Okay, leg down, 1 attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. I have the same issue with this. It's very tempting. Leg down, 1, 2. Probably work. My only slight issue is we've bounced there a couple of times, and by the time that finishes, I'll be surprised if there's a point left. And I have to take into consideration these. I've got 4 perfect touches on there, and it's pushed up So it could just trap some shorts and then rock it off. I'm not saying it will. But I'm just sitting tight. Bar's finished enough anyway, so. The bit that's making me think at the moment is this. After this overshoot and that rocket up, we came back down there, trapped those shorts and pushed straight up strong. So I'll be surprised if this doesn't just have a little pullback and then come up and then maybe retest that. So I am expecting at least a good part of the day to be bullish. I think it's likely. I wish I'd have stayed in the end, because that bar there that was going to trap that, it was about here at the time. And I had my mark above here. And it actually went quite a bit higher. So I kind of wish like I'd stayed actually Friday, because I was pretty confident I knew what was going on. But so after that big bullish bar out there, it may just retest this top of the line, which it seems to be doing at the moment, and then I expect to push up, but we'll see. That's sort of it may be sort of an educated guess, if you like. Same again, we've touched there, so that's 3 times there and twice there. A little bit of sideways now. I mean, it may well do it. But if it does push down to this, I think it'll reverse quite quickly. Because I'd say there's probably a chance there's going to be some orders below that line. It's really trying to get down there, and it's slowly grinding down as this. So I can see when it drops below there, it having a quick drop and then a reversal. If it does get through there at all, but I can see that just dropping really quickly and then coming straight back up. Because below here, I'd say there's probably going to be some buy orders. That's if it does get through there. But it's going sideways to this line, isn't it? So Or it could be just trapping shorts. Who knows? But ultimately, it's got to get below there. I'd say there's probably going to be some stops there, whether people have held on or not. IU1NT 8.2. I haven't updated lately, mate. I tend to not until I hear something from Apex, because I know in the past when there's been updates, Apex say don't take them. So I don't tend to do nothing until I hear from Apex. Is this just a new update that's come out, is it? Because I know a lot of times some of Apex bits of software isn't updated for the new update, so I'm not sure about that, but I didn't realise it was a new update if there is. Just updated on my new script. Stopped. No, I've not heard nothing, mate. No. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. Now I can see a quick movement in one of either direction. We're going sideways. There's a bearish bar there which is triggered. So there could be some traps here. Let's see what happens. I certainly ain't getting involved. Could do anything here, up or down. Whatever it does, I think it'd be pretty quick. I opened 3 of our accounts last week, but they're still not showing up. And have you had the same? Never, mate, no. That's unusual. I mean, really, if ever I've had an evaluation, it literally takes no longer than 10 to 15 minutes, usually quicker than that, in all fairness. Are they not showing in your on your account under account summary? If not, just check your payments come out your bank for them. So check they've definitely been paid for, and then just drop them a notice. I've never waited longer than say 10 or 15 minutes with Apex. It should be there for it's literally minutes. I would say realistically, it's 5 to 10 minutes maximum, 15 minutes. I don't think I've ever waited more than about 8 to 10 minutes, but in most cases, 5 minutes. Okay, so this is interesting. So bounce, 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 bounce. I said sometimes if it doesn't get through, it might trap some shorts. That one I'd say trap some shorts. That one would have already got stopped out. That one would have just got stopped out. So I'd say it's probably, I will try to contact them. They do actually in Apex site. They're showing, are they, you mean? Need to contact the support. Yeah, if they're showing, they should be showing. If they're showing, just Rhythmic, just open Rhythmic well and check they're showing in Rhythmic, and then if you open Ninja Trader, they should be showing here. So that's unusual. Okay, so maybe 1 leg up, 2 legs up and down. That's triggered anyway, so I'm a bit on the fence here. So we've got a leg down, 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go higher, so it could come down or it could go up. They're showing in Rhythmic. That's unusual that they're not showing in if you've got Rhythmic open, they should show in Ninja Trader. It's unusual that. I've not heard of that. What you could do is just go on to one of the Apex Facebook groups and just ask someone. Usually you'll get an answer pretty quick there. Sometimes I even do that now rather than message an Apex, because if you message Apex, they could take a day or so to get back to you. So if it's happened to someone before, chances are someone will answer it. They're not showing in Rhythmic neither in Ninja Trader. Contact support. Yeah, only support will be able to deal with that, mate. Yeah, anytime, bud. Let us know how you get on. But if they're shown in your account, then that's something. But I'm not sure what's gone wrong there. But strange. Let's have a look here. Okay, so in fact, in all fairness, really don't even need that there because. So had a break, a new low, bounce, 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 bounce. Excuse me, we're either, I don't know, it might just come back and retest this before we go up. Who knows? Yeah, that's another thing to check. Check you didn't buy Trade Evade. I wouldn't have thought so because Trade Evade prices are different. So I think, let me have a look. I don't think it's that easy. Let me just Trade Evade. If I click on the 50,000 sign up, what's different? Yeah, see the rhythmic is green, Trade Evade is blue. But it should say in your account summary, what do mine say? Yeah, in your account summary, it'll say under account type, mine say 50k rhythmic. So just open account summary and just check it says whatever size it was, and then rhythmic next to it. Next to it. If I drag, I don't want to drag my number in there, but if I just drag the side in there, you can see that, can't you? 50k rhythmic. So just check it says that, and if it does, then just message them. Just want to rule out that you didn't do Trade Evades. I think it'd be a hard push to do it, but sometimes you never know. Sometimes we always have those days, don't we, where your brain's not clicking, and sometimes you can make the most obvious mistakes, can't you? Could there be a wider channel? It's possible, but I don't know. It's for me. If it has, it's had a break because I already had that one down. It's possible, but at the moment we're going sideways. If we break down here, then I might look at something else. Oh, you're kidding me. No. How many did you do? I don't think they'll write those. Oh, I hope they do for you, mate. I've got a funny feeling. Okay, you may be okay. I know they said from now on, if anybody cancels the wrong account by accident, they're not going to write it for them. As you've, I've got a horrible feeling they won't do it for you. But all you can do is just say, give them a sob story, mate. Give them a sob story. Say something's happened in your life that's something bad's happened in your life. Just give them a sob story and beg their forgiveness and see if they'll help you out this time. I would just lie, make something up. Yeah, just say something's bad happened in your life or whatever. I don't know what it is. And just beg their forgiveness and see if they'll swap it over for you. They can do it. Not again, seriously. Let's have a look. It's a clock running, but it looks like your bars aren't printing. Oh, they did almost look like they stopped for a second. I don't quite know why. Was stuck for a bit. Yeah, it did seem like stuck for a second, didn't it? God, that's all we need, isn't it? Okay, so we have had a quick break below there, so to keep an eye on that. Clock's still running, that's good news. 6 bars behind yours. Okay, I'll tell you what. 6 bars, that's strange, that is. Same here. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll type a number on my chart, yeah, and someone answer it and I'll see how long it takes. All right, so get ready. I'm going to type a number at it, see how long it takes you to... Okay, I'm going to do it now. There's a number in the box. Nine. Okay, so there's maybe a few seconds there. That's nothing. That's nothing. A few seconds. Literally, it was about 4 seconds maximum. That's nothing. It's going to take you a second to register it and type it. So that's nothing. That's about 4 seconds maximum. Try reloading. I have done it once. Let's try it again. But you're missing bars. Okay. What does that look like? Is that better? That looks different to me. What's that like? That's it. I don't get why it does that. I actually did it. Good now. Strange. I actually did it. That's a pain in the arse, isn't it? Why it does that? I don't know. Okay, so that measured move's played out beautifully anyway. So, okay, so leg down, measured move, fell breakout. So, okay, let's see what we're going to do now. Oh, thank God for that. I don't know why it does it, really. I don't know. It does make you wonder, though, how many people are sat with completely different charts and don't even know it. Okay, let me see if there's something. No, there isn't, is there? Okay, so we've had a little bit of a break out the bottom here, and that's failed and come back in quite quickly, so that's a good sign. So there is, as we can see, a bit of resistance there, so I'm just going to pay attention to that. Touch there, touch there, touch there. One touched a bunch of times there, so just gotta be careful we're not in this little... It's alright, the only reason I'm putting that there is because after this I'm just wondering if we're going to push up here, so maybe look for a trade around here, but I don't really want to go long into that, so it depends how it finishes. So maybe it's just going to retest this. Who knows? Hello, I'm new here. What does the something next to the candle represent? That there, is that what you're looking at? The number 7 there. All that represents is the amount of ticks in the current bar. 7 ticks. E. Yeah, that number. Yeah, it's a number 2. It's not 2 at the moment. It just shows the amount of ticks in that current bar. That number 7 there represents the previous ticks. So as that bar grows, so does that number. So if you're taking a trade based on that bar, just gives you an idea of what your risk's going to be. So I hope that helps. So welcome anyway. Where are you from, bud? It was nice to know where people are from. I imagine it's somewhere hot than where I am. It's 12 degrees, pissing down and windy as hell outside at the moment. Okay, so possibly lower high. I don't want to go short into that because it may trigger and push up. There is a possibility we could be continuing on down, but I'm not taking that. Pennsylvania, I got you. Okay. Sounds warmer than where I am. Pennsylvania, I got you. Yeah, welcome, mate. Welcome. So do you trade? What are you trading at the moment? What do you currently trade? Any particular strategy? I think a lot of us here trade PATS, max price action trading system, but there's all sorts anyway. There's all sorts. Okay, so that bearish bar there, that real bearish bar there has triggered. So that's interesting to see whether that pushes up and takes out that stop. Okay, there could be a bit of a double trap here. That's triggered. So that will be a failure. But I don't really want to go short there. Right, so I'm guessing there's some traders gone long there. So that's probably going to get up to this line. Leg up, leg up. So anybody take that long there? So that would take us up to, yeah, just above there. So that worked out all right there. Second entry long. I'm just not sure about this. You don't know whether it's going to trap you there and come down, so I'm not a fan. As you know, you got in there, good on you, mate. I'm not a massive fan of picking tops and bottoms, as you know, in all honesty. It's not my strong point. But I bet one or two traders took that trade, and obviously it triggered, but didn't move quite as quick as I thought it might. So we've definitely got some support, some resistance there. So let's see what happens there. You did good on you, mate. Balls of steel. Yeah, what I'll say is we all have our... You got 4. Good on you, mate. We all have our own types of trades we prefer. Now, you might take a lot more of those than I do, see. So you know, some setups people prefer better, you know, than others. But picking tops and bottoms. In fact, as we've had this, we've come back and retested that and trapped some shorts there. It's probably a good trade. Is Matt going to mark it? Yeah, I can't see why I wouldn't. But as I tend to not pick tops and bottoms, I don't know. They're just not my strong point. So we're a tick off this. And we've come back down to the EMA. So you got burned on that higher low at 1451. 1451. Higher low. You know about that one? That one there, Kev. Well, good on you for being honest, mate. Not many people say that they've lost a trade. People are sort of say when they win a trade, but they don't tend to say when they lose a trade, me included, actually. But it's almost that, mate. Because it happens at the end of the day. What did you say? 51, 2 bars after that. So that one there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, I think for me it was a bit far away from the EMA, and I can see that resistance there. So... but yeah, I get what you're saying. It's, you know, there's maybe some short trap there. What did it go for? It probably went for a point, didn't it? But oh, not quite actually. But yeah, I just sort of notice this. I think I had this there, but as a black line, and I just dragged it out. So I always notice these areas because my concern is it's going to work in this area, which it sort of is really. But yeah, the trouble is it depends what type of trader you are. Some people will take more trades, they'll lose more, but they'll win more, so they'll have more sort of opportunities. But it depends how well you take losses. I don't take them too well, so I'd rather, you know, I used to see the gorilla guy doing that. He doesn't mind losing a couple because he makes them up. So if you understand the numbers game and just follow the numbers, it's okay to take them, because, you know, after bouncing here like this, a lot of the times that might work. My only slight concern is we haven't made a measured leg, but I mean, on some days that might just rock it up. So, do you know what I mean? And like you say, it's a small risk. Okay, leg and leg. So, Now, is that going to be a trade? If that finishes bearish under there, it's a second entry short. But I hate picking tops and bottoms. Let's see if it was going to... Can't be scared. That's a good attitude, mate. I absolutely agree with that. I am a bit scared, to be honest with you. I'm a bit of a coward when it comes to taking trades sometimes, but I'm hoping as you know, because obviously as our skills progress, so does our confidence. And at some, you know, if you've made $15,000 a month for the last 2 years, then you don't mind taking trades and losses because, you know, it happens. But yeah, you got the right attitude, mate, put it that way. But yeah, I get a bit scared, I do. Not as much as I used to when I was trading 2 contracts, but I mean, I have said before, to be honest with you, you know, these tops, these areas at the tops, I get a bit wary of them, but I had a feeling that it may bounce there because of this, and it went up and hit it and bounced. But, you know, towards you. No, don't worry, mate. No, I know you don't, mate. No. No, don't worry, mate. Mate, you can't say much to offend me, mate. My mates know me as a piss taker, and they take the piss out. No, I don't take nothing in, you know, take the piss away, mate. I don't take much serious in life, mate. There's too many serious people out there. All I ever do, you know, I like a kid a lot of the times. I do still, especially around my daughter. But no, you'd find it hard push to offend me, mate. No, not at all, mate. Say what you like. There's too many serious people out there, isn't there? I don't take much serious, to be honest with you. So I still got no idea what we're doing here, apart from going a bit sideways. It could do either or, really. I mean, we're sort of ranging, but we've, you know, there's a sort of bearish edge to it, but it does look like it's working up. So, in all honesty, it's not really very clear at the moment. Okay, that's... The trouble is, you're thinking, okay, we're pushing up, but then if you go long there, you just don't know whether we're going to hit that again and come back down. So, see, after this and that, you may have took that, and if you did, it turned down, and I'm shocked if that doesn't get stopped out. But you know, after hitting these lows, you'd quite likely expect that to continue. Mind you, obviously we're at the top of a channel, so that's maybe why it came down, but you probably expect that to continue up. See, now it's broken above it, maybe it might be more inclined to push up through it again. Excuse me, just 1 second. I'm just going to nip to the bathroom. Okay, see, it's been a bugger, isn't it? 1 minute it's looking like it's, and all of a sudden it just drops quickly, so it's bounced on here again. See, that's a second entry long, and it's off here again, but the trouble is you just don't know, do you? It's struggling to get up there, and it's obviously having these big drops. So you don't know whether it's going to trigger it and actually like tank out the bottom. Heyo, Sam, how you doing, bud? How you getting on? You're early today. You're not usually here for about another hour or so. See, there's a second entry long there, possible failure. So I don't know what's going on here. we're clearly going sideways, so we just got to be really careful not to get chopped there because it's so easy. You might think after this, go along there, but second entry long off the bottom of that range, off the bottom of the range. Okay, so that probably worked for a couple of points. But it's actually quite a small risk, but I'm not a fan of it, to be fair. Oh, no, actually. So when you sort of eyeball it from a distance from there to there and bring it across, it looks like 2 points, but when you actually bring your measuring tool, it's often nowhere near it. You just fuck up of your Danish trader. How you doing, bud? How you doing? Could be a bearish day. I don't know, actually. I was looking at the daily, and we've had the overshoot, haven't we? And that push up, and it's broken above the channel and come back down a little bit. So it's hard to say. It's a strong level as yesterday's high. Yeah. See, if I look at the daily quickly. Daily. So I'll just draw on a channel. I should leave out there really. Okay, so this is the daily quickly. Now, if you remember Friday, I had a mark up here where it was likely to go. And reason being is because after this downtrend, we had this overshoot. And if you remember back Friday, with this, it hit the top of this, it dropped down bearish, and then all of a sudden that bar there triggered it and was working up. So I had a mark up here where it was likely to go. And it actually went there and a lot further. So as we've had this overshoot, I think this may be just a bit of a pullback before we push higher. Or it could just be sort of retesting this. It's hard to say at the moment. So yeah, I'm fine, Danish trader. Yeah, I'm all good, mate. All good, well rested. Good relaxing weekend. So we sort of came back, didn't we? Trapped that and had a strong push up. So we could get a bit of a pullback to retest this line and then up again. But the trouble is a small movement in one of these daily candles can be 20 points, can't they? I mean, look at that, 20 points between there and there. It's not much. I mean, that whole candle is about 20 points. So you just it could come down and bounce here and then push up, or it could just come back a little bit. But yeah, I'm a bit on the fence as to what's going to happen there. You know, based on that, really, I like to think it's probably going to go up, but it could come quite a bit further down before it does. But at least now it's bounced twice above that area of resistance there, and we are getting higher lows. So let's see what happens here. So that second entry long did work, and it worked nicely. So I'll tell you what, there may be maybe like a penguin trade there. So we got a leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower and push up. So these lows are progressively getting higher. So it'd be interesting to see what happens now. What is your A plus setup? Mine is there's a few of them I like. There's a few of them I like when we get a leg down and we get 2 attempts to go higher and a nice bearish bar. Those are the ones I love to take. Also, when we have a break like the Break Avachan, are two perfect measured legs, the higher low. I love those trades because if we've had a leg up like that and we have two legs of correction and then a nice higher low, often we get another leg. So that's a big favourite of mine. And then just the standard second entry long, that's one I would have normally liked to take, a failure, but the fact that we had this bit of support here, so I've got a few actually that I like, but I tend to stay away from these tops and bottoms. I've just had a bad experience with them, and I find if I leave them alone, I get a lot, I win a lot more than I lose. But yeah, my sort of favourite is this, where we have two legs of correction and then a higher low above the EMA. I love them. You can at least take them up. In some cases, even I'll take the higher low here, because if it's strong enough, you'll get another good push up. But we don't seem to get a massive amount of those. The last good one I saw was the day we had problems with Rhythmic and we've finished trading, which was a week and a half ago. God, I really like that. I might try and get this on a limit order.
Order submitted.
If this breaks up, I'm going to take this on a limit order. How big's the bar? 14 ticks. I don't want to take that. It has triggered, isn't it? The reason I like it, we got a leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go low, big strong push up. I just don't want to risk that much. I like that. We got a leg up there, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, strong push up through the EMA. And I would want to go for 3 points there. Oh, you made me panic there, mate. You thought it was you. I'm thinking, oh God, I haven't got one in, have I? Yeah, I've got one sat here, haven't I? Okay, that's a shame that. I think that's going to go up nice and strong there. I'd be quite confident to say that's going to make 3 points, which is there. I'd like to come back a little bit. What was the name of the... What's that? The bar average. You mean up here? The ATR? Is that what you mean? That's a shame. Leg up. One attempt to go lower. I like that strong push up there for 3 points. Let's have a look. I wouldn't have only taken a limiter. Another rejection from V1, maybe. Yeah.
Order
I just
canceled.
didn't want to take it with the size it was, because a tick below and a tick above. It's like 3.75 points. I don't really want that.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
It's getting a bit congested there. I like that bar, I do. Leg up, second entry long, push up, second attempt, 2 attempts to go lower, I think that'll push up. We are making higher highs. I think that's going right up. Oh, this thing here, what's this? Oh, it's just the measuring tool. It's that thing there. Just measures it. So if I want to measure from top to bottom, that's all it is. That thing there, yeah. It's just a measuring tool. Tells me that it's 3.75 points what I'm risking. That's the amount. Yeah. It's just a measuring tool, that is. This is part of Mac's system. This is, yeah, it's $125 per year to join Mac's. If you are a member of Mac's, yeah, it's just a measuring tool. It just, you can measure bars and so on. What I will say now is, I still like that. We'll say it's more going sideways now, though, isn't it? That's the problem. Tick value indicator is its LTSA from Mac's website. The tick value indicator. This, the ATR up here, you mean, yeah? That there. Yeah, all this stuff along here comes from Mac. But I'm pretty sure you can get the ATR within the indicators anyway. I'm pretty sure there's an ATR there. I don't see why there wouldn't be. Let's have a look. It just comes as part of a package, but the one I found didn't have the average. I don't know. See, I think you could probably do the same there. Just have so many bars. It looks like it comes unchecked by default. Yeah. I don't know. You should be able to do it there. Put in, from what period, the maximum bars to look back. That should do the same thing. I would have thought. Just have a play around with it. See if you can get it to look the sort of similar to mine. Kind of glad I didn't take that now. Mind you, we are making higher highs, so higher lows rather. So, is the bar size counter? It's the bar size. That there. Is that what you mean? Bar size counter. You know about that number there? On the right. This number here, that's the tick value. Yeah, that just shows the tick value of this current bar. Is that what you mean? That is called, believe it or believe it not, and you'll never guess the name of it. It's called bar size counter. A lot of thought went into that one. That's it there, and that's the web address where you get it from, ticktech.com. It's free. You'll be glad to know. I'm surprised so much. There is so much free, actually. But yeah, ticktech.com, TICKTEC.com. And it's just called bar size counter. So would this have worked? Let's have a look. I still think it'll go up. Let's have a look. So I put it a tick above there, and I would have gone for 3 points. So the reason I like that one is because we had a channel going up there, and we had one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, failure push nice and strong up there. Take that from 1 to 1. What's it would have done, wouldn't he? I don't know whether he would have done, so he would have taken that there, maybe a bit lower. Let's see if that works. I'd have just gone for 3 points. In all fairness, I'm pretty confident that's going to go up there once it gets above things like that. Let's see. So I would have come out at the 3 points, and if Penguin would have taken it, I don't know whether it would, because it is a bit congested as well. Average bar on max. Just have to be sure. Right bar set. Yeah. Once we get above this, I think we're golden. The bottoms are going up as well. If we get above that, I can absolutely see that getting hit, maybe even that. But look at these. Every single one of these bottoms are progressively higher. Having said that, it is still sideways and there is some resistance there. So, you know, it's definitely be a risky trade, but I did like it. I wonder. I'm not a fan of those ones. It's more sideways than it is up. I'm going to get rid of it. There we go. Leg up, sideways, leg up. Yeah, in all fairness, I don't think Penguin will take that. It's too sideways, I think. Market makers be building liquidity below 2. Must be fine. Lots of long positions now. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, sometimes it sucks a load of longs in and then just goes wham. I can't see the Penguin taking that anyway. He'd want to get out for before the tops. That's interesting. If that breaks above there, I absolutely see that. I'll go up for another leg. If that gets above there, my 3 points would get taken. There's a higher low there, so I'd say that's absolutely going up. So here comes my 3 points, or what I would have had. Let's have a look. Go on, get up there. Get up. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Get up, get up. Yeah, that's absolutely gonna take that 3 points. The next area is up here. Leg and a leg. Even to get a measured leg, you're going to be up here somewhere at the midline. Any second now. Quick push. Go. One more tick. $19 for you. Yeah. There we go. So if I'd have left it, if I would have taken it, then it would have worked. Sometimes they just go a bit sideways, but I like the fact that we had a push up. One attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, and up we go. Sometimes it does that. You look at some of the penguin guys, sometimes it comes back a lot, but always seems to hold on. So it's quite choppy so far, in all fairness. It's a bit hard to trade. You could certainly get yourself in a spot of bother, up a couple of legs sideways. Big bullish bar there. Yeah, it's a bit hard to trade at the moment, really. There's a lot of chop, push up a bit, chop, push up, chop, push down, chop. And this is just chop, so hopefully we may get out of this. We've got no news today, so... let's get rid of this now. Good for a pullback training. Yeah, next is 19. Yeah, there is going to be a little bit there, isn't there? You can see that. Yeah. In fact, what I'll do is I'll take that up to about there. There's definitely some support and resistance along there, isn't it? It's surprisingly, I started putting these in now and again. When I used to trade currency, I used to use them all the time, and lots of them. But it's surprising now. That's what got me out of taking anything going along here, because of the resistance. Where was it? There. Was it? Someone took the trade there. Was that? Who took the trade there? Was it Kev? I think it was Kev, wasn't it? Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I could just see something doing the right. And often it does that. It's surprising how much these support and resistance levels really do, sort of reject price or hold price or reject price. But you know what? Looking on the daily again quickly, after that overshoot, we pushed up strong, a little bit sideways, came down, triggered that short and pushed up right above it, took that short out. So, yeah, I mean, you could sort of micro adjust this somehow. Yeah, I like that. And say it's come down and tested the top of that channel. So let's have a look at the channel. So let's get it right. So we've touched it there. Go up a little bit. So touch perfectly, both those bars there. We pushed up through, we've come down below it and we're sat on it now. So I think we're likely going to go higher, especially after that big strong bull bar there. We trapped some shorts, and after the overshoot, often it does that. So I would certainly expect it to come higher than this. And I think that level's around about 240. So, excuse me, which doesn't seem a lot, but it's surprising how far up it is. So we're up there. So I think there's a fair chance that we can get up here today and higher, I think. Obviously, we've got to break out of this bit first, but just with the way that daily is looking after the overshoot, when we had that overshoot, I said we could get some strong push up in. We did. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big strong days, and then a little bit of sideways, and then that last day trapping the short. So it looks like it's come down and retested this area, which is the top of the channel on the daily, and then we're pushing up slowly. So it'd be interesting to see. But I mean, we're coming up at the moment, but it is more of upwards and sideways. So I'd say probably less reliable as an uptrend. But it's if you just have a general glance of it, it's very choppy, isn't it? It's hard to trade unless you really know what you're doing. Maybe that wasn't too bad of a trade. That one now, I don't think too bad. Although I was concerned about this at the time, and rightly so. I've got no problem with losing a trade or not taking a trade. If I think there's something that could cause it a problem, I've got no problem leaving it. You know, going back a while ago, I couldn't do it. I had to just jump in. But you do learn to hold back. So that bar there might not have been a bad short. We've come down there, one attempt higher. That to me looks like a second attempt higher. Bar could have been a little bit more bearish, but you're trapping the longs there, aren't you? And then we got a leg down to the bottoms. So that might not have been a bad trade. That, yeah, I mean, now we know it worked. It's very easy to mark it. But in all fairness, you had to be aware of that for sure. You know, push up, break new high, channel, break new low. It could have come back and retested it, and off it went. So it just made that a bit more risky. So, you know, I've gone from being careless to being probably overcautious, but you know, I don't mind that. I'm trading at about 83% at the moment. I did have a couple of losers in one day. It wouldn't have been nowhere near as low as that, but and my average win is just under 2.5 points. So I don't mind being a bit cautious. So I think that
Order submitted. Order canceled.
so I'm not sure about that. May not be too bad, but it's quite a bit sideways. It looks like we've just had a couple of legs up and we've gone sideways, and this looks like a breakout. So I would say it's more that. Yeah, that looks a bit better, to be honest with you. Connecting the overnight highs with the next swing. Be a third touch in a downtrend. Yeah, and that's come down to that line crossed over and pushed up. Yeah, I still think we're going up at the moment. And I would say leg up. That looks like a leg up, 2 legs down, a little bit of sideways, and then I think this other leg up. So I can see us going up here. It'd be nice to have another 1, 2 legs down, bounce off the top of this, and then push up. Channel, break. Come down and make another little touch below here. Yeah, if we can get down here somewhere and get into a trade here, as long as we're out before this. Come down. Let's have a look. Yeah, that does look like that part of the channel. We're going to break new high. Just looking at Mac's chart, that's anything he's got different than mine. He's got the same. He's got the top up here. He's got the bottom down here. He's got this channel, that channel there with a break. Leg and a channel, little channel down there. Pretty much the same. Channel there, this channel up. That's good. I was hoping we were going to get another leg down here because I think it's absolutely going up. Shame, I was hoping we'd come down again. Is Mac actively trading? Yeah, I believe so. Absolutely. He's talking about retiring, which I could see it being in the next couple of years, I'd say. He did say it wasn't going to be next year, but he's about 60, I think, or is he coming up? Is he 60? No, I think he's older than that, isn't he? Did he say? I forget what he said now. He's been yeah, I've heard him mention it. I don't know, in the last 6 months, a couple of 3 times maybe. Okay, so that's pushed straight through there, so that's good. I was hoping we'd get another leg down here because. So that might be right. Push up, come back. I like that. If we can get another leg down here, I can see us getting up to the top there, so that would be nice. I like what it's doing there. So we broke out of here, we've come back and retested this area, and we've pushed up quite nice. So if we can get another leg down. 61 is he? Okay, yeah. So yeah, maybe, I mean, I don't know what retirement date is in the US. I think it's 67 over here, but obviously he's earned his money, he's made some money, but he's into some real estate as well, so he's not short of a few quid. And he did say come back, and trouble is with Mac, he could trade a couple of days a week, couldn't he really, and then just do whatever he wanted. And that's frustrating. I hope we were going to come back here then, but Yeah, I think so. He'll just he'll get maybe someone else to run the site, won't he? Won't he? Probably, and he. But I think he'll stop all his bar by bar. I don't know anybody else will do it. I know Marco does it in his. Well, he doesn't do it in his place, I don't think, but I know Marco does Fridays, and he does a good job as well. So got to come back down here really, because I can absolutely see us at least getting to this measured leg. You think Mac's method is the way to become profitable? Absolutely. What I will say is, I know I've heard of a few people saying, "Oh, they've moved on to other strategies. They found it hard to make money." What I would say is, it's not so much the strategy; it's the ability to apply it to the correct context. You know, a lot of strategies, one strategy is very similar to another. It's the same sort of thing. We wait for pullbacks, you wait for certain entries, you take a trade. And they're very similar, but I think it's the ability to apply it to the correct context of the market. And I think people underestimate how long it takes. So I think it's as good as anything out there. I've done it enough now to know it works. And usually the problems I've had in the past have been through lack of patience, not lack of a good strategy, and lack of skill as well. That's what sort of, slowed me down, because it does take time. It's like anything. I mean, the amounts of money you can earn really in trading is limitless. It's just a matter of scaling up. It's purely down to you and your desires to, to sort of stretch the limits. But if it was that easy, if there was that much money to be made, everyone would be doing it. So it just goes to show how tough it is. So agree. There's base limits. Absolutely. But if it was, it's all it's down to, risks and emotions. I notice a difference from coming down from 2 contracts to 1. Now, at some point in the future, I'll probably scale back up. So every time you jump up to that next level, it comes with that little bit of... But what I will say for me, now I've reduced my risk, I'm concentrating on the process. And if the process works beautifully over a period of time, I will have done it long enough to know, I believe then, I'm good enough to make it. And I think that's what causes traders to take risks, because they still don't believe they can really do it. Because trading comes with that many failures, it's very hard to believe you're ever really going to be able to do it. And I bet most of you have asked the question, I'm not sure whether I'm ever going to be able to do this. It's I've learned, I'm 54 years old, I've learned lots of things in my life, and this is by far the hardest. And a lot of times where I've got a new PA, I'll take a silly risk with a few extra, or I've done in the past with a few extra contracts, trying to give myself a little bit of a boost. If I get up to 500 or $1,000, then I'll take my time then. And I'm doing that because I doubt that I can get there myself. So I think sometimes it's better reducing your risk and focusing on the process, because once you take too much of risk, the emotions play more of a part. You need to try and reduce the emotions and concentrate on the process. And the only way to do that, in my opinion, is to reduce the risk. Yeah, David, how you doing, bud? I've looked at that. And I think, yeah, it can play a part. But, I don't know whether I feel like I'm cheating myself here because I'm, putting restrictions in because I haven't got enough self-control. So I don't know. I don't disagree with anybody using it. If they think it'll benefit them and get them out of a bad habit, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. So I know what it is, and I think it'll absolutely come in useful for some people, yeah. But for me at the moment, I wanted to reduce the risk because it's the one of the couple of things I've heard so many times that I've never really done. Well, Guardian Angel, I'll tell you if you want, save Dave having to write it all out, but it's like a bit of software, and what it does, it enables you to put restrictions on your trading. So you can restrict a monetary amount so that you physically can't go back in and trade for a period of time. It basically takes away that ability to be able to trade, and you can't change it until either the following day or, if you say, let's say, for instance, you set it to allow your trading window from 9:30 a.m. or say 9 a.m. to 2:30 in the afternoon. If you set that window, and as soon as we get out of that window, you can't physically take a trade then till the following day. So it just basically stops you taking control. You set your parameters in the cold light of day when you're thinking clearly. So it's definitely useful, absolutely. But what I will say, as your skills develop, we've all heard the saying, with skills comes confidence, and it does. When I remember when I used to be a bricklayer some years ago, and when I came out of college, I felt the need that I had to tell new employers that I hadn't been doing it that long because I thought they'd see straight through me. And I didn't believe I had the confidence to maybe do it without having someone to fall back on. But when you've been doing it a while and you realise, actually, I can do this, I stopped feeling the need then to tell new employers. I hadn't been doing it long because I thought I've got enough skills now to be able to do the job completely. And I think that's where a lot of people come unstuck with trading. They doubt their skills, and rightly so, because it's got so many pitfalls, and you'll blow 100, 200, whatever number of evaluations. There's lots of failures, and you do ask yourself at some point, can this be done? Am I kidding myself? Am I going to be able to do this? And I think sometimes that's where people take risks because they lack their own ability. So for me, it's about bringing it right down to bare basics. One contract, so reduce the risk and take my time, and then I'll allow my skills without having those emotions, and I can just see, can my skills take me up to where I want to be over a longer period of time? And the more you've been doing it, the more you see your equity curve goes up, you'll just start to really then believe you can do it, and then you won't feel the need to take silly risks. You'll just follow the process. But we've all heard plenty of times, if you follow the process and don't think about the money, it'll happen. And I genuinely believe that. But you've sort of got to go full circle to get to that conclusion, I think. But I feel like I'm in a good place at the moment. I've traded now. This is day 20, and I'm up to $1,600. Now, there was a day that we couldn't trade. There were some nice trades, actually. So, I believe I would have been on maybe $1,800, $1,900, something like that. But, if, as far as I'm concerned, if I can earn $1,500 a month on one contract, if you've got 10 accounts, it's $15,000 a month. That, really, it's a ton of money. And if you can do that and you start earning that, as your skills and that develop, money will naturally follow you. So I think for me, it's about getting back to basics. And the best way to do it was to reduce my contract right down to one contract. Reduce my risk down at one contract. So I, eliminate a lot of the emotions, and I can just focus on the process. And then I'll know in time that I can do it, and I'll have full belief and all that. So we're clearly working up in that little area there. This is where I believe we'll go. I actually think we'll go a lot higher. But at the moment, that was a first entry. You can't take that. Big bearish bar, close to the highs. First entry, you can't take it. But I'm hoping we get a couple of legs down, maybe retest this, because there is some support there. So I was hoping we'd do something here, actually, a little push up and maybe have a little touch of these highs, but it wasn't to be. But, I think the more you do this, the more it becomes natural. It's like anything. You do a job day in, day out, at some point it becomes second nature. And we've all heard, from Trading in the Zone, say when you can do it, trading is then easy. But it's getting to that stage where you can do it. There's a big sort of learning curve, and it's an emotional roller coaster. But if you stick at it, you'll eventually come out on top, in my opinion. But yeah, it's an unusual thing to learn. It's not many jobs, see, that you take on that you can lose a serious amount of money. most jobs you go, you work Monday to Friday, you get paid on a Friday or at the end of the month, and then you're done, aren't you? You don't have to worry about it. But obviously, we can start on a Monday, lose, I don't know, $400, $500, $600, and we've spent a day working and we're down. And obviously, that has inherent, sort. That has sort of a real emotional connection. What's the process kind of trading plan? What's the process kind of trading plan? Oof, God, I don't know you can explain that. What's the process? You mean the process as in the psychological side? You mean from getting to a non-trader to a trader? Is that the type of thing? Or you're talking about like a strategy, a trading strategy? I think it was with trading. There's the technical side that you've got to learn to read the charts and understand what's going on. That takes time. That's more of a process that comes in time. And then obviously you've got the other element of trading, which is the psychological side. And obviously the two sort of go hand in hand, but it messes with your head. It really does. And unfortunately, to learn to trade, you can't help but lose money. You have to have risk in trading. Otherwise, you're never going to experience what it feels like. Now, it's okay, saying, well, I'll trade on a demo for 2-3 years, and then I'll jump straight in with money. When you jump in with money, things change. I used to watch, I don't know if any of you remember, used to watch V. Wilson, going back maybe a year and a half ago. He used to trade 15, 20 contracts, but he was trading on a demo, on a sim, and he absolutely killed it. He thought this guy's going to do well, and as soon as he started doing evaluations, he started struggling, failing, blowing accounts. So you definitely have to learn the skill of trading, but then there's the emotional side that you need to experience as well, because our brains aren't designed to be good at trading. I kind of like that, but it's only really one leg. Our brains aren't designed for trading. They're not very good at it. So it does take time to mold that brain into working correctly. I mean, it's almost like a hidden second entry long. My slight concern is we could have a break in a leg. So I'm leaving this at the moment. But it does take time. I mean, if trading was that easy, everyone would be doing it and earning a fortune. But I kind of like the fact that it's hard, because when you put it this way, as retail traders, when we start making money at trading, we're actually worth our salt, because we've had to do this ourselves. Whereas if you get sucked up straight out of university with a Citibank or something, or an investment bank, they have a proper process to teach you. They have everything structured. They got experts telling you this, that, and the other. They got psychologists working with you. So it's a lot and they get paid. It's a lot easier for them. But for us, we're the ones that have really worked hard to get where we are. Leg down. It'd be nice to get another leg down and test this. But yeah, when you start, earning money from this, you really bloody well deserve it, in my opinion, because I know how hard it is. Yeah, I had to stop it temporarily, Martin. I'll get it back in a couple of days. What it was is there were some people signing up in other people's names and sending them messages. So it's a bit complicated, Discord, with all the settings. So I've just temporarily suspended it. And what I'll do is, when I get it back up and running, what I'll do is, as you guys pop up here, I'll send you invites. That way we only get the right people in, because there was a couple of people signed up as me, someone signed up as someone else, and they were obviously they were sending messages to people. So I don't know why they do it, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'll sort it out throughout the week and get it back up and running. Okay, so that would have worked. I don't know. You can argue whether it's hidden second entry long. I'm not so sure. There is some congestion over here, so I expected it to maybe go a bit sideways. Not sure about this. Yeah, I don't know why they do it, mate. I don't know what they think they can get out of people. See what I've been getting messages occasionally saying they've something to do with I don't believe they can, but I had a friend of mine who said he had messages saying that they were looking through the cameras, they'd recorded stuff, him having sex with his wife or something like that, and they were going to send it out to all of his friends on Facebook, something like that. I don't know, but apparently it's just a scam, and to transfer $750 worth of Bitcoin to this address. Apparently that's happening a lot now. I've had something similar, but I know he started panicking about it, and I did a bit of a Google search for him, and it just said it's just, if they send him out enough, you know, sooner or later they'll get someone to pay. But I don't know whether they can hook up to. I mean, I don't have a camera on me computer anyway, but it must be pretty scary for some people, because you just never know, do you? Okay, so there's some congestion here, and I expected that there could be some there as well. So we've had a bit of a break here and a push up and have a new high. I'm not necessarily convinced that is a break. I mean, you could adjust it slightly, so I'm just don't think there's anything bigger going on here. Okay, so touch. So let's assume we got a break and a new high. So let's give, if we do get a second entry long, let's give it a chance to trigger and create the failed second entry long. And if it doesn't come down, then maybe I may look for a higher low. I'm not a fan of taking this first one, especially after we've already had a break and a new high, technically. So technically that's played out, but I always give it a chance to trap me. So if it's going to trap you and you go along there and it ticks up, comes down, traps you. So I always avoid this, so I wait for the higher low. Having said that, it looks like a leg. One attempt to go lower, two attempts to go late. It might not be a bad trade, actually. I think I'm going to give Apex a try. In all honesty, Martin, speak to people here. You can't fault Apex, in my opinion. I've never had a problem with it. I've always had me payouts on time. And it's about the cheapest out there and about the best rules out there. I know people say, you know, sometimes there's issues with Rhythmic. Yeah, there can be on the odd occasion, but that's going to be the same for all of them. I guess they support Sierra Chop. Not sure, mate, about that one. I would have thought so. They're pretty diverse when it comes to platforms. I would have thought so. There's dozens of them, I think. But I've got no issues with payouts. and I chat to Chris, what's his name? Chris, he's a trader himself and he works for Apex. Chris, I forget his name, I've gone blank. I've chatted to him a few times. He's had his fair struggles as well, but he's a trader like us, and he says honestly, you can't go wrong with Darren Martin. He's as sound as they come. So I've got no worries about that. Stream is breaking up a little bit. I don't know why. Is it for anybody else? Just wondering whether it might be your system, John, or not. Not to insult you. Yeah, I've got no problems with Apex, but ask other people. Don't just take my word for it. I'll tell you what, John. It was doing it a little bit. Same for me. It was doing it a little bit last week. I don't quite know why. Because I've got gigabit. Let me just check my speeds. I've got gigabit. Speed test. Let me just do a speed test. Make sure everything's working okay. Because I got quick internet here compared to what it used to be. So here's my internet. Go. Click the go button, might help. Okay, so at the moment my internet download speed is just hitting 900 megabits per second. Yeah, there it is there. 900 megabits per second. And this is my upload speed. Now, my upload speed used to be around about 11 to 13 megabits upload speed. So you can see there it's 900. So that's massively quick, that is. So I don't think it's my internet. I don't know. It was crazy. Yeah. I don't know. Could be YouTube. Well, funnily enough, mate, funny you should say that. If I drag what I'm looking at on my YouTube at the moment, that's what I look at. Now and again, I get, like that ring of doom. But if I click on stream health, it's got excellent. Stream settings, I'm on ultra low latency because, it's really quick. But I don't know. It's hard to say, but it's coming up as excellent and green. But occasionally you get like a little white circular line there. I was getting it on Friday. I don't quite know why. So maybe it is YouTube. Yeah, I have fibre or some. Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what's going on. I just had a WhatsApp phone call there. I heard it buzzing. Missed call. Strange. Don't know. No, but everything's we recently had fibre put in. I think it was, I say recently, it was around last Christmas, I think it went in. And I got it about 3 or 4 months ago. But yeah, super quick. We had a few issues with it initially the first couple of weeks. But apparently it takes a while to settle. I don't quite know why, but okay, excuse me just 1 second. Sorry about that. Sorry, my daughter hadn't come home from work.
Order submitted.
I like that higher low there. If you break above there, we should hit some stops, hopefully. There's a higher low there. I know there's not much room to the tops, but actually,
Order
I might set this
cancelled.
on a limit. Let's have a look.
Order submitted.
There's definitely some, you can see it there, some resistance, but when we get above that, I think we're okay.
Order filled.
Okay, so I'm just going to go for a couple of points, I think. So like 23, 24, 25, yeah. Actually, I might go for 6 ticks here. I'd rather go out just before that there.
Target filled.
Okay. I've gone out for 5 ticks. I'm just a little bit concerned about that leg, just that it doesn't come down again first. So what did I get out there? Let's have a look. Might go a bit higher. I think it's okay. So what did I go for? It was 1.25. Okay, not as much as I'd like, but I just want to get out just in case, because there's some congestion there, so I don't want it to struggle to get through that congestion. Look, you can see it there. I don't want it to struggle to get through that congestion and come back down. But I got no issues with that. 1.25 will do me. I'm not proud, but I like that. It's maybe a bit risky in there, but I can see that congestion there, some lower parts of it and top, so I think it's okay. But that's what I was concerned about, it coming down a bit further. I don't like it. I'd rather get out on that first one. Because if you look along there, there's resistance and a failed breakout. So that might break out first before it comes back to the EMA and eventually works higher. So that will do me. So let's have a look. So it's a higher low. Low. And it is, yeah, that was my concern. Plus, what did I get? 1.25 points. 1.25 points. So I think if you know what you're doing, or you got, yeah, that's why I was concerned about hitting this. I like to try and get out just before these. But that was probably the better option. But I do like the higher lows, but my concern is the resistance there. So that was a riskier trade. And the way it came down. So what did it go up? It went up 1.25. I think that's what it went up 1.5, and I got out. We're at 1.25 right there actually. So I'm quite glad. So yeah, that was probably a bit more risky than I'd like. Do you know what? I didn't notice that stem so much. I just saw the green. So what I like is sort of 1-2 legs back and a higher low, but I'd have preferred that on a limit order. But anyway, you know, we all sort of do stuff. It was a risky trade. That it worked for a scalp. That was about it. But I don't mind sometimes because you know you always want lessons. See, I've got mixed feelings about this. See, for me, this I like the way we trapped up. So we got this daily. I like the way we trapped there, pushed straight up, took them out, and pushed up nice and strong. We came down right there to test this highs, and now I think we're going higher and quite a bit higher. That's possibly why I took that. In a lot of cases, you'd expect that to at least to get to these highs. So there's comfortably 2.5 points up there, maybe a bit more. But you know, sometimes when you and I are about a trade, you're not sure whether to take it or not. So to the highs of the day, it's about 2.5. Where's the highs of the day? Yeah, it's about 3 points. Maybe the ultra low latency setting in YouTube is causing issue. Well, to be fair, I've had it on for about 4 months now, and it's been brilliant up to the last couple of days. But ultra low latency is okay if you've got fast internet speed. The trouble is, if I go down to low latency, there's about an 8-second delay, whereas ultra low, there's only a couple of it's about 2 or 3 seconds delay. So what I'm probably going to do is just keep an eye on it. It's mostly audio that's glitchy. Is it really? I wonder why. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm not sure. Mostly audio. For me, it's both. Do I not sound my usual husky, sexy self? And no, I take it that's a no, is it? What I might do tomorrow is go down to low latency, okay, and we'll see how we get on. And we'll do a little time thing. I'll tell you to read out a number, or I'll type a number on here, and you guys, I can't do it during midstream for some reason. No, I can't. It won't let me do it. So I'll adjust it to low latency tomorrow and see if it improves. And we'll also see constant buffering. Yeah, I don't know why. I'll do a little bit of research later and find out why, see if anybody else is getting the problem. But you know what? I've noticed some buffering on some other people's channels. So, yeah, I don't know why, because my internet's quick. I'll try low latency tomorrow, which is slightly less, and we'll check how many seconds there are. But yeah, I don't know. Is this happening with everyone or just a couple of you? Has anybody else found the stream smooth, or of a few of you? Because if it's only one or two of you, bollocks to you two. I'm only kidding. I'm just wondering whether it may be your internet or something. Sorry about that. I couldn't resist. It's smooth for you, and you're in bloody Hawaii. You're further away than anybody. I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what. If anybody is finding any type of buffering, or my voice is stopping or freezing, just type me, ME, and it'll give me an idea of how many people. When I'm not live, it's okay. Amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. But yeah, if you're finding it, just type me. I did get the buffering white circle once or twice last week. No issues today, though. Strange, isn't it? It's hard to know. See, as much as we've had computers for years, there's still a bit, I don't know, there's still so much goes on that you'll never quite know, really. I quite like tech, but I'm not what I would class as a very techie person. If I get something wrong with my computer, I can certainly more or less sort it out, play around and sort it out. I built my own computer, so I like tech, but obviously it should pay me. But I don't know. I don't know why. When it comes down to internet speed, I mean, who knows whether it's, it could be a faulty wire, it could be my router. Mind you, mine's hardwired. I don't use wireless because obviously wireless is not infallible. So I have mine hardwired. I make sure I went for a good wire that would more than be capable. I future-proofed it as well. So internet speed's fine. So maybe it is YouTube. Maybe YouTube has little flaws. I don't know. But I don't know. So no one's typed me yet, so I'm guessing it's a couple of years, or is everyone just too busy making tons of money? Anyway, yeah, that was a bit risky, that was, in all fairness. I'm not surprised that came down. I am expecting it to go up. There is a higher low there, which is trapped that short, but maybe YouTube should pay there, and they blooming should do, shouldn't they? There is a higher low there. I kind of like where that is, so I would say that there may be some stops there. If there was there, they've gone. So I'd say that is probably a way up. Let's have a look. Let's put that there. Let's just put that to 3 points. That would get us into the highs of the day. So yeah, I had a feeling that was just risky. That one's sitting right on that EMA. So I kind of like that. So we're up to this little bit of resistance here. In fact, it's a bit lower than that. There. Yeah, we're bouncing off this bit of resistance. If we can get above that, I can see there may be some stops there. I don't know, but there we go. Okay, so yeah, I kind of like that one. I think that's probably about the nicest setup out of all these. There is a second entry long there, but the bar went a bit neutral in the end. And then we go up a little bit more. We go up a little bit more, trap some shorts there. I like the way that triggers, pushes up, and it's sitting nice on there. So I would be surprised if that doesn't hit my 3 points. It certainly comfortably went for 2 points. But I would suggest that will go a bit higher. We're at the new... Oh no, tell a lie. Sorry, highs of the DRP. I forgot about that stem. So there's clearly a bit of resistance there. So but yeah, I mean, if I was going to take that, I'd probably likely get it at these highs, probably go for 2 points. But I'd say we're where we are now. I think it's very likely to push up towards this new high. But if we're looking on this daily again, that candle there came right back down and it's pushed right up now. So it's gone up the best part of what, about 18 points. Where's the low? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yeah, 18 points. So I'll be surprised if it doesn't trigger that bar, even if it comes down and takes its stop out. Whether it will or not, I don't know. But even just to trigger that bar is going to get us to 44.38. So certainly up around here, which is the high of the day. So I'm confident that 3 points would have got hit. Me, so it just seems to be you, Martin, to be fair. Yeah, I think it is just you, mate. It might be. It's always possible, you know. We all have sketchy days. How you doing, Chris? How you doing, buddy? How have you been? I'm all right, mate. All good, mate. How have you been? All good. Okay, so that 3 points would have worked. But I already got out of that one with the skin of my teeth. But I do like that one. It's sitting lovely. That's how I like to take them. Leg up, right back to the MA, trigger that short, maybe the lower high. and that worked nice. Excellent. Good on you, mate. Good on you. But yeah, I'm doing all right at the moment. Day 20 today on one contract, and I'm up $1,650. So I decided just to take one at a time. Concentrate on the process and let the money follow, hopefully. So is there a bigger channel going there? I'd say possibly now. Yeah, why not? Internet is okay. Might just be a glitchy day. Yeah, you never know, mate. You never quite know how these things work, do you? You don't know what goes on in the background with YouTube and all this. But yeah, sometimes with the best intentions, things just don't go to plan sometimes, do they? Something just might be amiss. Who knows? But I don't think anybody else is having problems. Who was it? Who said? Someone said, I did get buffer in that white circle once, twice last week. Yeah, I remember seeing that, but I've not seen it today, so I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? So I'd say that's probably going to be a leg up, a leg up. So that's played out now. So yeah, I can see it's getting right up there. Well, it was Friday's highs. I can certainly see us hitting that. I think we're well on our way now. It'd be nice to come down a little bit higher just to confirm the top of this channel. In fact, I can come down a bit just to confirm the top of this channel and then come back and maybe retest these highs. And I think we're going to have a good leg up. So it depends where you put your let's call that, say, there, and then maybe there. So yesterday's highs, sorry, Friday's highs. Yesterday's highs and lows, yeah. So let's call it Friday's highs. So that's a possibility. And this level here, if you look on the daily, overshoot, strong push up, reaction to the overshoot, in my opinion. A little bit sideways, bearish bar, triggered, pushed up. That's how it finished on Friday. So we opened, we came right back down, sort of tested this top again, and it's pushing up. So I think it's quite likely that we are going to break that high. So that high, let's bring it right down, is 35.75. So I think we're going to get at least to that. 35.75. A little bit higher. Okay, in all fairness, Friday's highs. So yeah, to trigger above that, I think that'll at least trigger, even if it traps it and comes down, because we've had an overshoot there. Sometimes you can get a break out the bottom and a break out the top, and then it continues on its merry way. But obviously with a leg up like that, one leg up, two legs up, maybe a break, couple of attempts to go higher, one leg down, two legs down, strong push up from the overshoot, and that big bullish bar. So I think it's fair to say, I think it's likely, at least it's going to trigger that bar, whether it does push up or not. But that bar will take us to where Friday's highs were. So I like the way that's gone too. So that means for me, it's not lost momentum. It's gone right to the top of that line. Let's get rid of that now. It's gone. Well, that is a leg up there with a couple of legs of correction. Leg up, second leg up. So it'd be nice to go a little bit sideways or get down to this area where they sort of intersect. Hopefully by then the EMA gets close to it, and that might give us a little bit of room to get a bit higher. So we're not quite at the highs of the day yet, but I don't think it'll be long. Same again, very, very little volume today. I mean, that's it. Market opened here. So, but in all fairness, a lot of it is choppy, so it's probably going to keep a lot of traders out. Today's okay, might just be, yeah, going to take the Friday's high. Absolutely, I agree with you. You're a new face. I'm Ayman. I haven't heard your name, I apologise. I think you're a new face. Where you from, pal? Going to break. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I just hope it comes down here and gives us an opportunity. But yeah, based on what I can see on the daily, it's going to hit this just to trigger Friday's candle, which is really bullish. So. I just hope it comes back a bit first. I like the way we're getting close to that top, so keeps momentum in. Come down. Okay, that's made the high of the day. So we need to come down here now. No, I'm not new. I watch it for a long time. Are you from Morocco? Oh, excellent. Excellent. Okay, yeah, some people sit in the background, and that's fine. That's fine. From Morocco. Oh, I got you. Just off the coast of North Africa, I believe, isn't it? Or North Africa, yeah. Excellent. So I'm guessing you are pretty warm about now still, aren't you? It's getting a bit cooler in the UK. But Morocco sounds warm. Excellent. Okay, excuse me just for a second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay. Okay, let's get back here somewhere. Oh, I like that. So, that's where I would say, let's probably put that there actually. Let's push up to there, pull back. So that would get us up to this area, but I absolutely think we should smash this by the end of the day and probably a bit higher as well. So I like the way that's gone up and touched that perfectly, so that's good news. We haven't lost any momentum, so if we can come back here, hopefully this EMA starts to smooth out and around this sort of cross section here would be nice. Retest the tops of these, that'd be perfect. I just tape reading. Just tape. I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. Tape reading. You might have to explain that a bit. Oh, no. Sorry, no. I just go for, well, anywhere from sort of a point to 3. I try and get about 3 points if I can, 2 to 3 points. I took a small trade there just for a point and a quarter, and not a lot, to be fair. So, no, I'm just more of a I'm just more of a scalper, really. So, yeah, I'm just hoping it comes back here to give us some sort of an entry. But no, yeah, just a scalper, really. 3 points, ideally. You know, obviously, if I see a setup and I think we're going to go a lot higher, then I might try and hang on a little bit. I wish I'd have taken that one now. But there we go. Excellent. Brilliant. Yeah, it's been a pretty good month, actually. I've done a look for all market. Yeah, I trade for Apex with a PA account, but I've had multiple accounts at the same time, and it just adds up the pressure. So I thought I'd just concentrate on one PA and just to get my sort of confidence level up a bit. So with a 2,500 drawdown, risking about 5%, I've managed to get 1,655 in the last month, which is about 60% profit, really. Maybe a bit more, actually. So that's pretty good, really, in all fairness. I have another live account going live tomorrow. It's tomorrow or the day after. I'm just going to concentrate on the 2. And then I'll slowly, when I get a payment, I'll slowly scale in. But that's about 60% profit a month on that account, which is good. I'm pleased with that. So I did reduce my risk down to 1 point. And I think that's enough, really. I think 5% maximum is more than enough risk. Trouble is, once you start going 2 contracts, you're risking double that. And you get a couple of losses in a row and it just messes with your head a bit. And sometimes you can struggle to recover. Yeah, it's been an all right. It's been a good month. It's been a good month. My win rate is around about 2.5 points, and I'm trading at about 83% win rate at the moment. So all good. Trouble is, I haven't been trading that long, about 3 years, but you know, as an inexperienced trader, you tend to risk a bit too much and try and sort of run before you can walk. And it can obviously cause you problems. So I've just sort of, you know, gone back to basics a little bit. And I'm sort of concentrating on building an account. 83p. It's all right, yeah. It's okay. So I suppose it's close to 1-to-1, not quite 1-to-1. But you know, if I can get 1-to-1 above 80%, I'm pleased with that. But the beauty of, obviously, at the moment, I think it's around about just under 2.5 points. So every yeah, that's what I'm hoping, mate. Leg down. Touch this area, be nice. Yeah, I suppose the more points I get above 2 points, you know, sort of take that average up from sort of 2.42 or something it is at the moment, points wise. I think the market is heavily bullish. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's a nice little channel there, isn't it? My fear is it doesn't come back here, it just takes off. But just looking on the daily, after that overshoot and that strong push up, bearish bar there, triggered, pushed up. Obviously we opened here, came back down, was it 20 points or something like that, and pushed up. So I can see it hitting that level, at least triggering that. I don't think it's far away. And that level is here, right at Friday's highs. So I think that's a quite viable target. It'd just be nice to come back a bit lower, really. I do not want to get in at this area. Because he's respecting the bearish bollocks. Absolutely. Come back. Yeah, see. Didn't even get close to this, did it, really? And it just took off. That's the problem, really. When it is nice and bullish, sometimes it just doesn't even get back. I really wish I'd have taken that second entry long, high, low there. But at the time, we had all this sort of support along here, and obviously the top's there, so I held back a bit. Trouble is, with my strategy, I wait for a sort of signal bar. So that one there would have been my signal bar off here, second entry long. So there's the first entry. When that breaks above there, that'd have been a trade I would have taken. And the trouble, and then what I do is my stop goes one tick below that signal bar. So I can't get long up here because it could trigger me and come down, because we sort of have to go. See you tomorrow. Oh, you take it easy, Martin. Take it easy. We work with small stops, tight stops. Literally, my stop will go one tick below that signal bar and my order will be above it. So that's just too far, really. In this channel, I want it to at least come back to the EMA, preferably here. But I was hoping we'd come back and retest these highs here. I thought that we'd have a little leg down and a break, another leg down. That would have been perfect. But because it's quite bullish, it's obviously just taking off. 43.35, yeah. Trouble is, if I order here, my stop's tight. It's got to be tight. I can't have a stop down here. It's just too much risk. And if it does decide to come down here before it pushes up, then it could, could take me out. But see, we're coming to the tops here again, and it's struggling, so I'm hoping we're going to get a couple of legs back. There's not much room left to here, see, and I want to try and get some of it. Oh, I see, 44.28. Yeah, absolutely. If it comes down, that's exactly what I'm looking for. If we can get a couple of legs down here and buy in here, absolutely, yeah. Hopefully, if it does come down to this level, it'll be close to that. So that's about there, isn't it? Yeah, if it comes down here, perfect place to take apart. There would have been okay. That would have worked, but not entry for us. But that one is a higher low. I like the way it's triggered the short, pushed up nice and strong. But at the time, there was a little bit of congestion there. You didn't know when it was going to bounce here. And obviously, looking back, there's some congestion there. So you just don't know whether it's going to take you. But I had my suspicions. If it's strong, see, hopefully, in fact, I can adjust that fraction. So our strategy, that overshoot, can sometimes result in a reversal. Can't see it having a reversal at the moment though until we get up here, but it may come back here before it pushes up again. But yeah, it may even hit there before it comes back. I mean, that's strong bullish, isn't it, at the moment? There's not much left. What is there? Couple of 3 points? Yeah, 2.5 points. I've also got a leg and a couple of legs back and a leg, so that's played out now. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. Come to daddy. Up here, are you? Where'd you get in, bud? Where'd you get in? Yeah, it's going to hit that. I'll be surprised if it doesn't smash through it. We're just coming up to the tops on that daily now. So, are we going to get there in this one push, or are we going to come back a bit? Oh, you took. Oh, okay, yeah. They generally follow each other, don't they? Whereas I think it's more the S&P follows the Nasdaq more, doesn't it? I noticed if I've been looking at the two, the Nasdaq moves, this one tends to follow it. I'm assuming it's that way around. But I just wonder whether we're going to get up there in this one push, or whether we're going to come back a bit first. Not far away, really, so... Oof, there we go, straight through it. Ooh, yeah, nice and strong. There you go. That's filled your pockets. Nicely done. Okay, so that now should have triggered that on the daily. Let's have a look. Yeah, as by just a tiny touch. So that's what I expected. So now, are we going to continue up, or are we going to have a little bit of a pullback as we've just broke that? I'd suggest we're going to have a pullback because that's pushed up really strong there. And a bit of an overshoot. So, excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'd suggest we're going to have a bit of a pullback here now. We broke that comfortably. I might be wrong. But nice channel there, overshoot. Often overshoot results in a reversal or just a strong pullback. So I can see us getting back to here, maybe even a bit lower. So, let's have a look. I mean, this could potentially push up a lot more, couldn't it? Could be a leg up, 2 legs back, another leg up. It could get a lot higher. Yeah, see on that daily. We've had this push up, haven't we? And then we had a sort of a break, a couple of legs down, strong push up after the overshoot. Triggered that short, nice big bullish bar pushed up. That's triggered now, so I mean we could potentially have another strong push quite a bit further up, really. Especially as it's come down and broke this. So I push up to 44.50, 44.55. Yeah, I could certainly see it doing that. Leg up, leg. Why has that done that? That's a pain in the arse. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, I can certainly see it coming to this level. Whether it'll do it today or not, I don't know. No, it won't do. Obviously, it's not going to. Definitely won't do it today. We could get a bit higher though. We could certainly get another 15, 20 points potentially. So, see, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't look like a big move today, really, is it? So, let's see what happens here. So, we got a nice channel working there. Fact. Actually, I like that. Touch, touch, touch. 2 legs down. Yeah, maybe we can get something down here. We'll have a look. See, there is a bit of a wider channel there, but we've had an overshoot, so I think there's a slightly tighter. I like the way it's touching there. Touch there. Touch, touch, touch. Touch here again. I like the way it's fitting there, but what I will say is that looks like 2 legs just from there, which I'd say is probably close to meeting that. So leg, yeah, look at that, perfect leg and leg. So that's played out perfectly. So I'd be a bit disinclined to go long just there. I'd want to come a bit further back, or maybe have a break, because that has made a perfect measured leg. That's what I wanted. No, I would have to say that's an overshoot, in which case it could come down here. Confusing it is a bit, mate. I kind of like the small way, but the trouble is I don't really want to go long here because that measured move's played out. And we've had a really good strong push up, so I'd expect to want to come down a little bit, really. But you never know, it might. If it's a strong market, it may just continue on up. It might come back to that EMA. So that works. It works okay, that channel. Trouble is, after that big push up, I'd expect more than just that and that. Okay, so the recent high of the day was there, wasn't it? Okay, excuse me just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so leg and a leg. Ooh, this could come back here. It's hard to say. Sometimes it doesn't need much, but we've actually broke that daily candle, so might have to be a higher low for me. We'll see. Yeah, that's it. It could certainly decide to go sideways for a bit. That's a possibility. It certainly would fit. We got a few touches along there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a possibility. It could go a bit sideways. But depends how strong it is. But I'm staying out this at the moment because it is a little bit congested there. So you just don't know. It could trigger you and then come down and clip the CMA and take you out. You're done for the day. Excellent. Good on you, mate. You've done well by the same things. So good on you. You will do. Take it easy, buddy. Okay, so that's triggered, but I'm not a fan of it. It's an inside bar in there, so it may trigger, come down to the CMA, or possibly leg down, a bit sideways and another leg down, but I think that's a weak positional trade anyway. Might work, but I think that's a risky trade. It's clearly congested, so I wouldn't be shocked if that gets stopped out. Yeah, that bar for me, it might work because it's at the key entry point, but it looks to me like it's going, come on, follow me. It goes up, comes back a bit, goes up, comes back. It almost teases you to get in. And I say this all the time, teases you in. As soon as you get in, it turns down, takes out your stop. You're in, are you? I hope that goes all right for you, bud. But this to me looks like it's teasing me. It's congested. There's a little box, a little rectangle box there. Yeah, I hope because of the trend, it takes you up there. But I have reservations about that. I'll see. I see this a lot. Sometimes it goes up a bit, and it's almost teasing you, and then wham. But you might be right. Point target. Okay. You might get it. Where are you there? Where's your 1.4? So 1.5. You're up here. So just under that line, aren't you? You might be all right. I mean, the fact that it's sat on that line is a positive thing. My slight concern is we'd had 2 measured legs. So we got a leg down. We could have a break come out a bit further. Then that's what sort of concerned me a bit. But it doesn't look like it's slowing down, does it? Sometimes if it's really bullish, it just keeps, every time it gets back here, off it goes again. I'm just a bit concerned. It's a bit sideways. You just don't know. Yeah, so the thing about that as well, it's an inside bar, isn't it? There's four, 5 back to back there, so that just increases the risk. See, when something doesn't look right and I stay out of a trade, I'm usually right. Well, I'd say 8 times out of 10. Sometimes it'll go on to work anyway, but it's kind of nice if you think, I don't like this, something doesn't look right, and it wouldn't have worked. It obviously helps you build your sort of skills, because obviously the more you look at these pictures, every time you get stopped out, you get like a mental image of that something doesn't look right. And it usually stands me in good stead. A lot of times now I can pretty much look at it and I'll either like it or I don't like the look of it, so it doesn't look right. So I usually follow that instinct, and majority of the time I'd say it works. But I got no issues with leaving a trade. I got no problems with missing out on a trade. Doesn't affect me. It used to frustrate me, but it doesn't anymore, because I think sometimes you're better off if something doesn't feel right to leave it alone. And I'd say more than not, it would attract me and I'd have loss. So I kind of like that it does that. And that was my concern about legs. We've had a perfect measured leg, so I'd expect a proper correction here and a break. There's our first leg down, sideways. There's our second leg down. So I would expect to get down to here, certainly below the EMA. So that trade there now is looking more and more dicey to me. But just be aware of trades like that when there's bars stacked, something like that. It just ups the risk, and also it's an inside bar, so it's comfortably set in between the tops, the highs and the lows of that candle. So you just don't know. But anything like that where there's, I think Max says 3 or more bars sat back to back, be cautious. But I had a feeling we were going to get a correction. We needed one after that measured move. So it may hold, but I don't think it will. But I think it'll probably go a bit sideways, then probably eventually up. But you never know. If you take all the trend lines away briefly, it looks like an overshoot. Well, funny you should say that, because I originally had this like this, so I would agree with you. I had it like that. And in all fairness, it was fitting nice. So to me, that was an overshoot. So I've got it in my head that there's a potential reversal. I think we're pushing up higher. Well, tell a lie, I don't. I thought we were pushing up to that line there, which was yesterday, and we've played that out. So if you took that now, your stop's out, unfortunately. But I did slide this back down. In fact, I slided it down. It's still here, and that's where I originally had it. And yeah, overshoot. But for me, it's a bullish day, I think. So I think it's going to still continue on up. And I drew that channel, so we've had a touch, 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 and it's fitting nice along there. So I think that's more valid. But I still expect a correction before some more upward stuff. Yeah, and unfortunately, it took that one out. It just didn't look like a strong position. I don't know what you'd have got on it. So yeah, you'd have struggled to get a point out of that, I think. Yeah, it would have had to push through. But it does look like a correction to me, so whether it'll get much further or possibly down here or something, I don't know. Like, in fact, you probably move that over to there now. Leg, 2 small legs up and another leg, so I think we're going to get a bit lower than this. So there is a possibility of a reversal, absolutely. Which is why I never take that first push. I always wait for the higher low. I always give myself a chance to get trapped. So if we've got 2 legs back, 2 legs of correction, I always wait for the higher low, because if you get nice 2 legs and you do get higher low, for me, that's a great indicator we're going higher. But if you take the first one, it could trigger you and then stop you out, so I always avoid that first one. I used to take them all the time, but yeah, you're going to miss out on the odd trade, but it stops you losing. So yeah, whether you took that one or that one, it often does that. Just comes down low enough just to take out any stops. It's uncanny how it works. It really is. It's bloody frustrating. But the good thing is now, Kev, you've seen that, and you've been staring at that for the last 5 minutes. Now that image is in your brain and it's going to stay there. And the next time you get trapped, that image will stay in your head. And at some point, you'll see this again and you'll go, something's familiar about this, and you'll have had a bad experience for it. And that's how it works. You build up a little memory bank of these images where you've been trapped. And sooner or later, you'll just start to notice it and think that looks dodgy to me, and you'll leave it, and it'll work, and would have trapped you out, and that's how you improve. But at some point, you'll start looking at this, and you'll go, something doesn't look right. You can't put your finger on it sometimes, but something doesn't look right. And it is a form of fine tuning. See, I don't know about you guys in the US, but over in the UK, we brake a car with our right foot. You try braking with your left foot. It's near damn impossible. First thing you'll do is come to a grinding halt if you try it. You don't realise how much that right leg is finely tuned, to your different driving conditions. Tomorrow's absolutely. To be honest with you, mate, all these times you lose here, it gives you really valuable lessons, and it really does. I'm not saying it to make you feel better. You learn from it. That's how you learn. You get way more from your failures than you do your successes. Why we use our heads. But no, you really do learn. And I could spot that a mile away. It didn't look right straight away. It's stacking up. So, there's a perfect measured move. So often after that, you'll get a correction, possible overshoot. So you could come down as well. But any positions that are a bit weak, the market will weed them out. It'll suck you in, and then. But it's a great way of learning, and it's the only way to learn. and you'll become a better trader. I guarantee it. You can't help not, mate. You just do this day by day. You'll get better. You won't be able to help it. You'll automatically get better. It's why you can't really show someone how to trade. You can't tell someone how to trade. They've got to experience it. The reason I know about that and stuff like that looks dodgy, because I've been trapped in them so many times. And you get to know where you get trapped. And as you know, trading's about finding good entries, and it's also about staying out of trades that would have shafted you. You know what I mean? This is you off, are you? Yeah, you take it easy, Chris. You shorted that there. Yeah, I thought there was a good chance we'd get back to this leg. So I'm hoping now we get a bullish bar, and I like to then give it a chance to trigger above and come down and trap it. And if it doesn't, I wait for the higher low, because after that, 2 legs of correction, there's a good chance we could go higher. Mate, I'll tell you what, Kev, if you can walk away, I've down for 100, that's brilliant, mate. That's half the battle. People who can walk away will get this business a lot quicker, and that's why I've struggled, because I found it hard to walk away when I've been down. I can do it now, and partly because I've reduced my risk, but it's, you know, sometimes if you're free £500 down, I used to come back later, I did, in the evening. I couldn't help it. And that's where you start to come unstuck. You have to be able to walk away, and sooner or later your losses will get less and less, and most of your days then will be green. But yeah, you definitely get that can come down a bit actually to there. So look at that. That came down to that bar there. Look, absolutely perfect measured leg. 1 leg, 2 legs. One of my favourite setups, that one there. See, if you know what you're doing, you can take all these little trades if you know you're going to be trapping longs. I mean, that bar there, chances are the market's going to come below there, so if you can take a point. Exactly, MacMar. I never quite understood that, but what I find is some days you trade, it's like you're out with a mate, that you know exactly what's going to go, you know exactly what he's going to do and when he's going to do it. And then some days it's almost like you're out with a complete stranger because it doesn't do what it normally does. So it is that multiple personalities that Mac talks about. But yeah, I mean, if you just keep doing this, keep practicing, you can't help but get better. Your skills will naturally improve without even trying. So I'm hoping here we can get a push up now. I'm quite happy we can bend that. So that just looks like 2 legs of correction. So there is a possibility it could push up and continue down because of the overshoots. But we'll see. Yeah, 411 your head. Yeah, there is, isn't there? It is weird, isn't it? Sometimes the market's just choppy. It's unpredictable. It just doesn't make sense. So, because of that channel there and the overshoot, there is a possibility it could come down. I don't think it's going to. It may just come down and test these highs. It's hard to say unless there is some sort of a bigger channel there. Okay, that's thrown a spanner in the works. So let's just put that back. I did have it here, I just moved it out of the way a bit. So it's always good to assume because of the overshoot it could come down, but I'd like to see it test this level, see what happens. A lot of times it'll do that because you have an overshoot means we'll get a bit of a reversal. It doesn't mean the reversal is going to be right the way down at the bottom. Sometimes it'll just come down to another major level and then carry on its merry way. But yeah, it is, isn't it? Might get you guys hit that like button, please, can I? I'm just trying to grow the channel a bit. Whether it makes much of a difference or not, I don't know, but I appreciate that. Whoa. Yeah, people do, don't they? I do it myself if I'm watching other people. Dr. Lily, how you doing, pal? Well, you might be there in the background. So what's going to go on here then? Be nice to test that. Okie dokie. So let's have a look. There is a little bit of support there. You can see it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches there. Pushed up, bounce, 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 bounce. So, yeah, sometimes in these channels, when you have an overshoot, as we know, it can result in a reversal. And in a lot of cases, we get an overshoot this side, we get almost like a mirror image, and then it carries on. So, I still think we're going to go higher, just based on the daily, that's all. No, nothing more. Just because of the overshoot on that down, strong up there, trapped that short, pushed up, triggered, it's come back down, retested and triggered. So I think it's like, I certainly think we're going to go higher, but only based on the daily, nothing else. I'd like to see the channel grow. You and Trades by Matt, the only guys I watch like Trades by Matt. I'm not sure I've heard of him. Both Jenny down to earth, blokes, no silly flash. No, I don't do all that sort of stuff. Some people do, but no. Trades by Matt. Let me have a look. What does he trade? I'm not asking him. Let's have a look. Oh, I think it does ring a bell. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, I do know him, is he? Yeah, he's just got 1 or 2 more subscribers than me. Not many more, only about another 153,500. So I'm getting close. What does he? Right, okay. So he trades the Nasdaq crude oil and the S&P. Yeah, I have seen some of his videos. I think, yeah, okay, I recognise some of them. Yeah. Let's see, there's another guy as well I watch now and again who I like. I think he does well. I forget his name. I read that week before. Crude oil is comfy, is it? I've never tried anything like that. I started with currency about 3 years ago. Just did that for 6 months. Angela from Facebook group follows Michael Chin. I saw on Chin's channel, did she? Yeah, they're a funny couple, those two. I know they got absolutely ridiculed, didn't they, with that video the guy put in. I don't know. Yeah, they did a bit. Can this channel be any bigger? Let me have a look. I'm not sure. I'm not a fan of that. I think it looks better as an overshoot, to be fair, but overshoots don't always result in a reversal. But it is, well, you would class it as a reversal, but you know, how far does a reversal have to come down? It's come down to this bit of support area. So I think if we can push up, maybe have 2 legs up, trap some shorts, and then maybe put an order above there, because I think we're going to push higher, but I might be wrong. but I do like to give myself an opportunity to get trapped without actually taking the trade. And if it doesn't take that opportunity, then I think we're probably likely going a bit higher. So let's have a look at that. But that fits kind of nice. It's just going a bit bloody slow. There really is this low volume today, isn't it? And I suppose a lot of it's to do with that. It's hard to trade that, isn't it? It's hard to trade that. So there's lots of chop. You can't really trade that. This is hard to trade. Same again, choppy and sideways, very wicky, right the way along here. And in all fairness, we go up, chop, up, sideways, up, chop. So it's not a very clear day today, and you can obviously you can tell by the amount of volume or the lack of it. So, and future trade is 71 for pre-market analysis is good. Let me take a photo of that. Let me take a quick photo. Futures trade is 71. There's that many, see, it's hard to, sometimes you miss them. Excellent. So, I wish it'd speed up. Time is it? See, I was a chef in my younger days when I first left school, so I tend to do the cooking in my house, and it's around about 5:20 in the evening, so I'm going to have my daughter, well, she popped in a while ago, when's tea, Dad? I've done a steak and ale pie for tea, it's already cooked, I've just got to quickly throw the pastry tops in the oven, so I'm probably going to knock on the head soon. I was hoping we'd get above here, so maybe get one more trade in. I've managed to get something anyway. It's better than a kick in the teeth. But yeah, I've got another account starting in a couple of days, but I wanted to just take my time and build because I've always... The trouble is, I know people like Wilson and younger, what's his name, Moo, they keep going for lots of PAs. And I think the downside to that is it adds lots more pressure. I think you need to, because I'm not sure if either of them have actually taken payments for accounts. So I think it's important to take some payments of accounts rather than build too quick. Because if you build too quick, it adds that pressure. And if you've got that tendency to revenge trade a bit, and I know both of them have had the problem with that, as have most of us. So sometimes I think it's better just to reel it back in a bit, slow it down, and maybe just focus on one or two accounts, low contracts, and just try and build them. And as you build them, not only will you build some money up, you'll be able to take some payments to get a few more, but you'll grow your confidence to say, actually, now I've reeled it back and the risk isn't too much and the stress is lower, I can actually do this. You can look back and say, over the last 4 months, I built up to 8,000 or whatever. So you prove to yourself you can do it then, and then you can sort of slowly add more accounts. But and let's face it, even if you have 2 PA accounts and you're withdrawing a couple of $1,000s a month, you can live on that wage. It's $4,000 a month. You can live on it. So at least then you've got an income if you want to trade full time. I know it's harder for you US guys because normal trading hours is your normal day, but in the UK I don't need to trade till 2:30 in the afternoon, so I've still got the possibility to to go to work or something like that. But okay, so let's see. I was hopefully looking for this second entry short, which I won't take. Hopefully, if we trigger it, we may go up. So let's have a look, or we could come down, but we'll soon find out if we get a second entry short here. So you could say that's one. We've come up, that's one test of it. 2 tests, possibly 3 tests, so it's possibly a triple test. Let's see what ends up here. If we get a bearish bar there, it does come down and test this. We may get sort of 3 proper tests. I don't know whether you consider that a test, maybe. So 1 leg, 2 legs up. Interesting. Okay, so we've had an overshoot, and we've had the same the other side. That often happens. And a high low there. Push strongly through the EMA. See if we can get maybe a failure. Second entry short to trigger, and then a long maybe. Just for a couple of points, possibly. I'd say there's probably going to be some stops up here after this overshoot. I dare say there'll be some people short in that, and maybe shorts here as well. Short stops here. Okay, so what I will say is see, I'm thinking about the penguin trade. The penguin guy may see that as a leg down with a first attempt to go higher. Maybe if it comes down, a second attempt to go higher. So it's hard to say at the moment whether there is a possibility. See, on that daily, it's triggered that. A big bullish bar like that, it's triggered it, and it's still coming back a bit. So it's hard to say. I have a feeling we may just get a drop. I think there's a possibility we could get just a drop. I can't see if there's a bigger channel of anything there. I mean, I suppose there's a possibility of a two-tiered channel. It's possible. Not so sure. At the moment, we got this with an overshoot. Interesting. Okay, so say leg down, first attempt higher. Let's see. I'm a bit cautious about going long here. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to come down pretty rapidly. I hope I'm wrong. This is going to drop. This is starting to flicker. I can see a big drop here. Well, relatively big drop. should hit the unfair value gap. You know, when it starts now and again, you'll see it. It's trying to go higher and higher. Sometimes it'll start to flicker like that. Who knows? Starts to flicker like this, just up and down quickly. Usually shortly after quite a big move. Whether it's a drop, I don't know. The overshoot, we've triggered that we've hit yesterday's Friday's high, and we've broken that bullish candle on the daily. So I thought we're either going to push up strong or we're going to come right down. So I just have a feeling now that the way this is, we've pushed up, we've come back down, we've had a push up, we've had a break, we're struggling to get up. And I just think momentum's going to turn. I do. Let's see. This is interesting. There's a bearish bar triggered then. Now let's see if this pushes up and stops that out. I think this is potentially trapping longs. I do. I think it's going to come down. This is going to come quick. Excuse me a sec. Okay, so as I thought, let's see how far it goes down. I thought that might be a bit quicker. Let's have a little look. Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad, bud. Not too bad. I've had a week off. I've had a little niggly shoulder. I was doing some shoulder press a week and a half ago. I might have overdone it on one of my shoulders. I hate it when it goes slow. What's going on here? I'm getting a bit bored now. It could be a leg in a leg. Let's see if this gets trapped. That was the trade, I think. I like that one. I had my channel differently at the time, but I think that's a nice trade. It's one of those personalities that happens when you're up there. Yeah. I like that one in the end. The trouble is, it's a bit sideways, but I didn't have this draw at the time. But sometimes when you do eventually draw these channels, you notice these trades, and I think that would have been quite nice. But not a lot else, really. It's very choppy. That one would have been alright, I think. My only slight concern at the time was this. But yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? In real time, it's a different ball game. It's easy to mark them after the fact. It's easy because we know, you can't dismiss the fact that we can't ignore the fact that we know where they went. Yeah, I'm going to knock on the head for the day, I think. I'm getting bored now. It's horrible when it's slow. What time is it? Half 5, half 4, half 3, half 2, half 2, half 12. It's half 12 US time, isn't it? So it's still early, really, but is that right? Yeah. God, I'm just bored. It's put me to sleep, this is. It's obviously a bit sideways and a bit chocker, but who knows what it's going to do, but it's just not coming down in a hurry, but I don't know. I have a feeling we're going to have a couple of legs and maybe some more. It's hard to say at the moment. After the overshoot, a little bit of a push-up, come back, another leg up. It's hard to say, but I know I'm just bored. Actually, I'm going to go and have my dinner, I think. Not a massive amount of volume today. Maybe it might pick up if we can get off in the direction. Maybe it might pick up, but just low volume, really. Not a brilliant day. Bit boring, but there we go. Some days we have like that. Other days, things were really nice, but a lot of chop today. And a lot hard to read at some points. You can't really trade any of that. This sort of going up, but it's sideways. That you can't trade. So it's just not a huge amount of setups. That one I thought was okay. I don't know if anybody else might have said anything else, but apart from that, not a huge one. A little bit of a risky one I took, but I managed to get out in time. It would have taken me out, but I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's it. So I am done for the day. So I appreciate your comments. Hope you guys have had some green today. I think some of you might have just had a bit of a day like me and not a lot, but we'll see. Yeah, you take it easy, pal. So we're going to leg down that one too. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I'm best to get out of it now. I'm getting bored and a bit fed up. Sometimes you can just get in when you don't really want to. So let's do myself a favour and get rid of that. So that's it for today, folks. I hope you've had a good day. Appreciate all the comments. Have a great evening. Stay safe. And I will see you there tomorrow for round 2. So have a great evening. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.